Hello and welcome to Masquerade Breach. I'm Blazewing.
I'm Catherine Cosplays, otherwise known as Krisha, and I'm not happy to be here.
We'll try that again.
I'm Marley.
There we go.
Every time. And I am.
I'm Marley and hold it up everything.
I know, right? Might as well just be Wile E. Coyote going, well. And I'm Oceanus Veritas, also known as Cam.
And today we're going to be talking about From Dusk Till Dawn. It might be a real short episode today, guys, but before we get into that, shh, don't tell the Camarilla. They might make us watch this movie again.
Shh, don't tell the Camarilla, they'll make it as long as Fright Night the original.
Oh, God!
We don't need it. Shh, don't tell the Camarilla. George Clooney will star in another vampire movie.
Wait, shh, don't tell the Camarilla, they'll make us watch the sequel.
There's a sequel?
No.
There is.
Is there really?
Oh my God.
You saw the end of the movie, the pyramid, they set it up so that, like, it's never ending. And also, okay,
There's no
I'm getting
sequel.
fucking into it. Gavel hit, attention, gavel hitting the desk. These vampires were so fucking stupid.
Yep.
Okay, so, okay, actually, you know what? I'm gonna be nice. Setting up a sleazy biker bar where only, like, sleazy bikers, truckers, and criminals will be, that's really fucking smart. That is actually smart. Because nobody's gonna miss them. It's a seedy bar in the middle of nowhere. And also, since they're truckers, you get, like, the supplies from their truck.
Absolutely.
That's really smart. Having it be a strip club, hell yeah. Listen, I love me some titties, but that may have been too many. Too much tit. Too many titties. I'm not gonna lie. No tasteful side boob here. Anyway. So, they are these conniving, evil vampires that are so smart and so cunning. The second they wolf out or like pig out and they're like in their monster form, all the brains, phew, gone. All of that cunning, all of that planning, bye. Like, gone.
I believe the term you're looking for is vamp out. Also, thank you for the heart me.
Also, there was no consistency whatsoever with the types of vampires. One was a snake, one was a wolf, one was a pig, one was a bat. Like, what the fuck?
I can give a workaround of how that works out if they're all just gangrel.
But
Other than that, it's like there's no uniform to the vampires.
maybe it could be explained that they're like different clans, possibly. I don't know. But
I was thinking it was more of a your true self, because back long time ago, a lot of people, they use the animals to show different sides of themselves. If you were a warrior, you were one animal. If you were really good with medicine, you'd be a different one. Like, maybe that's what it was supposed to represent, but in more of a twisted, evil form of that animal that represents, like, your soul. That's what I thought it was. That's why they all look so different.
okay, now you're using the whole brain there. Damn. Because, like, the main... Oh, also, the main serpent lady who was built up to be, like, the queen of the palace, going down in 2 seconds?
Yeah, I know, right? Ugh.
Like, anyway. So, she being a snake or a serpent, that makes sense. And then like Sex Machine turning into like a wolfish werewolf creature. And then
He had a dog in him.
he got that dog in him. I'll call the ambulance. My favorite joke is still,
SPCA.
there are 2 wolves inside me. Please call an ambulance. That's still my favorite joke. Anyway, at the root of this movie were so many issues.
Yep.
And this movie was like 10 different movies in one movie. There was too much going on. This wasn't a cold open. We were thrown in there. And that's it. Also, okay, this is such a nitpick. But the preacher man with his fucking glasses, either put them on or take them off. Either put them on or take them off. Also the fact this is supposed to be like an older, like the older gentleman, like preacher man. Do you know how fucking heavy a shotgun is? Do you know how hard you gotta pull back to reload? And he was using a fucking metal baseball bat. Like, this man is, like, this is the most beefcake, beefed up, strong preacher I've ever fucking seen. Jesus Christ! And, oh, okay, someone else go, because I could keep going.
Sorry, let's go to Marley.
I have a question. Did anyone catch the last name of the brothers? And if not, can we look it up real quick? Because I want to say that was an animal name, but I can't remember for sure now. I know it was something I thought was ridiculous the first time I heard it.
Gecko,
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Gecko.
Gecko?
Yeah.
So the Gecko brothers.
Yeah.
Gecko brothers. Okay. I'll stick with the Frog brothers. We know we love them.
Yeah.
But yes, I remember loving this movie like in my teens and stuff, and obviously I did not get it. Like watching it now, I look at it and I'm just like, oh, about that. No.
Cringe.
No. And I read dark romance on a daily.
Mm-hmm.
Even I had to look at this and be like, oh no, we're crossing lines here. We are crossing lines. I don't want to be in an RV anytime soon. No.
No deals on car insurance with these brothers.
I am never getting in a vehicle with any of these people.
I cannot read any more Hitchhiker dark romance for a while. I need a minute. I also don't think I can read any that end up at a strip club. I need a minute. But also, there were points that I understand why I liked it as a kid, but not anymore. Not anymore. Not when they're like, oh, we need to take out everybody who's been turned, and then they keep letting people that have been turned live because they're like, we're going to help you in the fight. You know you're about to turn. Damn it. Stubborn day. Stubborn day. You were bit. You are the reason that the zombie apocalypse is so looked down upon. Rude. Okay? Rude. If you know you got bit, just accept. Okay? Walk away. Stop being like, I'm going to help you fight them until I eat you. No. I am glad the brother died. I only have one thing to say about him. And it is, if they had cut him out of the movie, it would have been an actual decent, okay movie. They could have fixed some plots. They could have fixed some things, but other than them wanting to go crazy with the makeup, and you can see that they worked very hard and let everyone just do what they wanted with the makeup. Like, oh, you want to look like a man? You want to look half dead? You want to look more alive? You want to look like, do we want to do some cheetah print on here? Like, that's how I feel it went in the dressing room was, let's just have some fun. But I do think if we cut out the brother, it could have been salvaged.
Like, that was just so unnecessary. And you would have saved so much money not casting Quentin Tarantino. Like,
yeah,
literally, you would have saved so much money.
Ocean?
Where to begin with this movie, if you can call it a movie? 1. The main protagonists have zero redeemable qualities. Period. End of story. 2nd, the kids and the preacher man, as we call him, also have zero redeemable qualities. Even the preacher has no faith
In anybody's ability to act?
None. There is none. No acting in this. The only reason why I believe this film even exists is because Quentin Tarantino wanted Salma Hayek's feet in his mouth. That was it.
He may have do we know if he bankrolled the movie?
Yeah, I think he did. he wanted that scene alone. He's like, do whatever with the rest of the movie. I want this scene in it.
I feel like they really were. They filmed it in reverse, but then they were like, what if, hear me out, we make them murderers and make them spend 25 fucking years destroying a liquor store.
Xylan says Quentin Tarantino wrote it, followed by Myriad. Preacher should have just opened a dinosaur park.
To be perfectly fair with this movie, as I'll continue, it definitely should have been. I could absolutely tell you in 1995 when I was watching paint dry, far more entertaining than this movie. Far more entertaining. And it didn't have boobs in 1995 with that paint drying, which is saying a lot for a movie that is supposed to be edgy and whatnot. They took everything that was bad in the 90s, tried to film it, tried to make it a spoof of the Frog Brothers in Lost Boys, tried to make it more adult, and failed to do any of it.
If you're gonna make a extremely rated R film, there can't be 18-year-olds in it. That's still too young.
And
like, make them 21, or at least make them, like, older. But for the love of Christ, don't...
At least make them drinking age. Shit. Because what was it that the one protagonist daughter of the preacher was I'm not 21 yet, which means
Kate.
We can assume that she was 20 going to have a birthday soon. On the other hand, her younger brother should have never been in there. Period. End of story. And why the hell was a preacher allowing that? Oh, wait. Well, I get the reason, but outside of that, like, what was the point? Like, make the... Ugh. I'm sorry. This movie, it had 0 point. Like, what was the point? It was Cheech and Chong. No, it was Cheech Marin, George Clooney,
Machete.
Quentin Tarantino. Huh?
Machete.
Machete.
Yeah,
oh, Machete.
And I mean, those were the star actors that you could tell were getting the most. And Salma Hayek, the 5 actors and actress that got the most screen time in this movie, and on top of it, could not salvage this movie with their names alone. This movie flopped. I don't know how it couldn't have flopped. It took everything that the whole climate at that time was bad, but it was worse with this movie. Like, it was worse. It wanted to be offensive so bad. It wanted to be offensive. Like, it was a try hard offensive movie. And I've seen Quentin Tarantino's movies. They're pretty bad. But this movie kind of took the cake because it had zero plot. Zero. Anyways, that's end rant.
Apologies, I'm being eaten by loaf.
You are quite fine.
Hello!
Okay. To start, the entire opening of the movie was nothing but slurs for the most part. And a lot of those, even in the 90s, weren't kosher.
Mm-hmm.
There was a comment that was made during the movie, during our rewatch, actually. Just kind of summed it up and paraphrased here. Normally, I'm all for drinking games for this. And for this, I'd say every time someone uses a slur, take a drink. But I'm not ready to die just yet. The RV scene, I have massive fucking issues with. It is stated, before we get into the RV, that the guy who, fucking, not George Clooney's character, but,
yeah, the Gecko brother that's
Yeah.
a predator.
yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That almost made me throw up. Like, it was that bad. Richie, thank you. Normally, I'd say the character was done extremely well, but I can't even say that in this case because, like, it was that bad. And they took way too long with that. Like, way too fucking long. That was a solid, like, 10, 15 minutes. The special effects were nothing to write home about. The blood looked like it was, like, literally gel or fucking, like, Kool-Aid. There was There was a comment in the chat earlier. The eyes were probably the fruit gushers.
Yeah.
There was no plot. I mean, so there was a small plot, but it wasn't enough. There was no acting to save anyone's life.
This movie felt like someone was high on drugs.
Yep. We don't even hit the vampires until... Well, the vampires, and I use that word loosely, until, like, halfway into the fucking movie. If you're gonna show them, fucking show them. Give us a reason. Don't give us a cold start. We start off this movie with a couple of bank robbers on the run. The FBI and the cops looking for them, and they blow up a fucking gas station. And then for some reason they're trying to get to Mexico. They have a hostage who is needlessly killed, so they take the preacher and his kids hostage, use their RV to cross the border, which there's a few issues with that as well, given certain things that happened at the border crossing. And he's like, if you get us across the border, I'll let you live. Nobody fucking survived, other than the girl.
Kate. Yeah, Kate was the only one.
The end of the movie. She's got, I'm assuming, severe Stockholm syndrome. That's the only way I can explain what was going through her mind at that point. Because she looked at the guy who hijacked her family, got them killed, and was like, do you want some company? After he hands her a wad of cash. And he's like, nah, I'm an asshole, but I'm not a fucking asshole, or some shit like that, and fucking drives off and leaves her there in the middle of fucking Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
I mean, and how's she gonna get back to the U.S. without a passport?
I think they're like only a couple miles from the border.
Whatever. Leaves her in fucking Mexico. Just drives off.
Yeah, you still need a way to get back to America.
And if there's only you...
Meanwhile, she's watched her father being blown to pieces over these vampires. She had to shoot her brother, who then, for some reason, exploded. Because he wasn't even turned yet. They tend to, from this movie, explode when they turn. Or after their turn. He hadn't even turned yet. She shot him, and he fucking exploded in all directions. Like, what the shit, dude?
Like, how? Why?
Though, a moment that did make me laugh, and I hated that it made me laugh, is when... Okay, actually 2 moments, and both of them are Sex Machine. So first of all, the penis and balls gun, that was funny. That, I was like, that was funny. The second thing is the one gentleman is talking about the horrors he endured in Vietnam, and Sex Machine is in the corner turning into a vampire. That was hysterical. That was funny. That, that humor I could get behind. That was funny.
Okay.
That was funny.
So, that actor also played a character known as Merrick in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. He has one of the most iconic death scenes in all of film history.
No, because that was played by Pee Wee Herman.
I'm pretty sure it was the same. I'm pretty sure it was the same character. I'll have to take a look.
No, it's not. It's
Whatever.
Not the same.
Either way, getting those vibes then. Getting those Merrick
definitely
vibes.
Get those vibes. But yeah, no, it's not the same actor, which is crazy. Because I thought the same thing until I looked it up, and Google states that that Ruben was the one who played that iconic character.
Also,
surprisingly,
who names a vampire den the Titty Twister?
No,
okay.
But that's why. Because it's supposed to look like a seedy... Like, no one who's well-connected would go there. You go there because it's a seedy bar on the edge of town that has, like, strippers, and, like, it's gross there, like, all of that. That's why you don't go there for your 21st. Like, or your bachelor party. You go, like, the fringe of society goes there. You know? That's the point.
The best way, it's a way to celebrate your third divorce.
Yes.
Okay.
And that might even be considered a casual party with that venue.
Yeah.
So,
considering that they tried to turn away the brothers with the alcohol, they tried to turn them away for not being bikers and truckers.
They weren't trucker enough.
And then we get to the end of the movie, and the guy's like, I'm looking for my friend. We find out he'd never been to this place. He didn't even know what this place is. He just saw it on the side of the road and was like, this seems like a good place to fucking meet up. And I'm like, you went through all of that shit. All of that fucking shit. All of those deaths. All of that murder and mayhem. And you've never actually been here?
I'm better than anything, right?
One place is just as good as the next. Go fuck yourself. Like, shit. Anyways. I'm going to get off my soapbox for a minute because we're going to talk about most hated scene. We're going to start with Marley.
Anything that had Quentin Tarantino near a female. Any of those. That's it.
Krisha?
I think it would be faster to say what I liked.
We'll get there.
Anything with Quentin Tarantino, and then the father telling the kids, if I turn, you need to shoot me. Because that was like the first, I don't know, 20 seconds of that speech was really nice and really heartfelt. And then it just turned into like horror. And I was like, you are wasting so much time right now. You just had a montage of you DIYing weapons. You are wasting so... And George Clooney is just there, just like... At the door. There's no urgency. There's no nothing. He's just like... I swear, I think George did this as a favor for someone. Because George Clooney is a very good actor. He knows what he's doing. If he put, I don't know, an ounce of energy into this movie, he did not do this movie willingly. Someone had dirt on him. This was blackmail. Because he was just like, I'm here.
He had the same energy as Ocean's 10.
Ocean. Worst scene.
Worst scene. And I can't say everything up until the very, very end with no dialogue. The entire movie sucked. Again, I mentioned the 1995 me watching paint dry was much more entertaining than this movie. And that didn't have titties and ass. So, I mean... Worst scene. Anything regarding... Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. I'm not a foot fetishist, so none of the Selma Hayek stuff was going for it. Nothing. Nothing was... No. This movie sucked.
I'm going to have to divert from what the rest of you have said, because for me it was the RV. Hands down, always will be. I have, that makes my skin crawl.
On technicality, Marley and I said that because we said anything with Quentin Tarantino. So on technicality, we also said that.
I said even we're near a female, and I'm standing by every scene of him with a female. Anywhere now. Anywhere.
George Clooney and the Preacher Man are sitting in the front of the fucking RV. And George Clooney's like, did you see the way my brother looked at your daughter? Yes. You didn't like that, did you? No. No fight. No urgency. No absolute what the fuck. Just no. No feeling whatsoever!
There was nothing in there.
Alright.
Ugh.
As much as this is going to suck and it's going to be like pulling teeth for you guys, what was your favorite scene? Marley?
Anything with Sex Machine. Sex Machine is my favorite character, and yeah, the one that I could tolerate for I will watch the movie just for him, okay? I would put up with watching that again just for his scenes. Because he is hilarious, and he is dirty but funny, and the fact that that name is a joke, but also a name that he really does go by is so great, and I love it. It's nicknamed to the extreme, and it tugs on my dark romantic heart, because it's like, if only like the characters in my books could be that real, just be like, my name is Stalker, because that's what I do. Like, I get it. Okay, carry.
Krisha?
Anything with Sex Machine, for reasons pointed out, I will be really nice and say the choreography of the fight scenes and the fire, I thought that was really good. I thought that the fight sequences, not all of them, Jesus Christ, I think they were like this wasn't this movie was about the gore. This movie was about the gore, people exploding, people dying, blah. That. Also, I need to point out, because you know me, I'm a nitpicker, and I can just pick up this whole movie, but anyway, Kate with the crossbow, she had the one that was loaded, the one arrow, and then 2 on either side, so she had 5 arrows. She never did not have 5 arrows, and she shot that thing like 50 times. And every time and then all of a sudden at the end she was like, I'm out of arrows, and I was like, oh, shut up, shut the fuck up. Oh, but I think the fight scenes involving Preacher were very good. I thought they were well choreographed, and yeah.
Ocean?
Okay, anything dealing with Sex Machine was good. The guy that looked like the same guy that played Lethal Weapon. You know, this. I swear to God, his line should have been, "I'm getting too old for this shit."
The
Swear to
Vietnam
God,
guy?
yeah, the Vietnam guy. And I will point out that I like the very end when they show the pyramid thing and then the credits. Beautiful. I love that. It's a perfect scene. Credits. That's it.
Wait, does anybody want that guitar though? Because I kind of want to make that guitar.
No.
The torso leg guitar.
No.
I don't have a favorite scene, but my favorite moment is actually the torso leg guitar. I have it in my notes specifically to mention the fucking human torso guitar.
There is one scene, but it's not really a scene. It's like in between scenes. It goes, are they supposed to catch on fire? Then fire. That was the fun one. I like that.
All right. So, let's do a round robin now. On a scale of 1 to 5, how do you think it held up? Would you recommend it? We're going to start with Marley. You guys know how this goes.
Okay. Gonna break a rule here. I know it's 1 to 5, but I'm giving it a 0.5. Because Sex Machine didn't have nearly enough to keep me going. And that was everything. I'm sorry. I tried. I watched this movie twice with y'all. I tried hard. But when I was a kid, like a preteen, teenager, I thought it was the best movie ever. And now looking at it, there are so many things that are so wrong, and I just can't. So 0.5 because of Sex Machine.
Krisha?
I am also giving it a 0.5 for Sex Machine, but damn, did he run out of steam real quick.
Turns out he wasn't so much of a sex machine. Ocean?
It is going to be my lowest. It is a 0.0001. For reasons. The audacity that someone that drugged up could make a movie and think it was successful is bullshit. On top of that, I hated everything except for the ending where they show the pyramid, and that was the best part. The rest of it could be scrapped and redone better.
I had to think long and hard about this. This movie was bad enough. There is one host here who didn't actually finish it while we were watching it.
Yeah.
And there's another who almost turned it off. This gets a 0 for me. I find nothing redeeming about this. As much as people say it might... As much as people say they remember it fondly, there's nothing redeeming about this movie. And I, for the life of me, cannot understand how it got over 70% on IMDb.
I just, cause like I'm thinking of it as like the live action Cat in the Hat movie, because that's the movie when I was growing up that I loved. I think it's hysterical, and I look at fondly. Like it was like we watched that a lot when I was growing up, and like I can still rewatch it and think it's funny, and like, but now as an adult, I'm like, oh, this is absolute hot fucking garbage. This is a terrible film. So I am treating it like that, like the nostalgia factor.
I think it comes down to the names. Who was in the movie? I don't think they actually watched the movie. I think they were so gaga over George Clooney, Selma Hayek, Machete, and Cheech Marin. I think that was it. I think that's the only things that they saw about that movie. I don't think they even had the audio going. I think they just saw that and go, oh, famous actors, I know that name. And that was it.
Does anybody else have anything they want to add before we wrap up?
Did you know that they finally made it a rule this year that the people the voters, like the committee who vote for which movies get the Oscars, like awards, they actually have to watch the movie. They finally made that a rule this year, and the Oscars have been going for over 70 years.
Why some of those actors got rewarded.
Go ahead, Marley, sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna be Googling some Halloween props because now I suddenly need a leg and a torso and some string.
If you find anything, please send them my way. Guys, on that note, thank you for joining us for this episode of Masquerade Breach. I would say it's been a pleasure, but that would be a downright lie.
At least for this movie.
At least for this movie. Coming up, we are going to have... Oh god, we have Brain Bleach, Dracula Untold coming up next.
Yay! I've actually seen that in my
God,
adult...
a good movie! Oh, thank the Lord!
Who hasn't watched this
Oh,
movie?
it's such a good movie!
Who hasn't watched this movie? Everyone's watched this movie. Yay!
I can't wait to get into discussion for it and just put this bullshit behind us and absolutely dread the day we decide to crack open From Dusk Till Dawn 2.
Oh, fuck. No, tell me we're not.
As a matter of fact, I already have a migraine that night and the following Monday.
Marley just casually
movie.
scheduling it into the calendar.
Excuse me, 911, do you take reservations?
My hostess is trying to make me watch hot trash.
I will say the sooner we get it done, the sooner we can put it all behind us and not have to look at it again.
Listen,
Okay.
listen. I am all for Abraham Lincoln and Jesus Christ fighting vampires. I am no longer a From Dusk Till Dawn girly. I have a migraine that day. A migraine.
On that note, guys,
You might.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say you might want to be prepared that you be the only one talking about that. I'm done.
On that note, guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate you coming by and listening to us ramble as always. On a semi-weekly basis as we kind of work our way through vampire movies. For this episode of Masquerade Breach, I'm Blazewing.
I'm scarred.
I have a migraine.
I'm offended.
And remember, don't tell the Camarilla. Oh my god, it's over.
Fuck.
We'll see you
Wait,
guys.
do tell the Camarilla. They'll make the suffering stop. They'll put us out of our misery.
We'll see you guys next episode. Don't forget to come and join us on Wednesdays for watch parties. We love you guys dearly.